Hey everyone, this is my first ever video and I wanted to do a video of the Plum Paper Planner. This is my first planner of this kind and I am so in love with it because it is so customizable. On the cover, you can get the date here, however you would like, or leave it off. I got my name in the center. There's literally hundreds of covers you can choose from. I got a scripture quote at the bottom here. And then in addition to choosing the covers, you can choose from all different kinds of layouts also. There's a nice plastic covering over the top. Then the cover itself is, I've heard it explained like a, it's like a placemat kind of. It's a nice thick cover. Then you have your standard This Planner Belongs To page. And then you have a 2019 calendar, followed by a 2020 two-page spread calendar. The other thing that's nice about Plum Paper is you can start in any month. I chose to start in July. Also there's a special dates two-page spread which you can use. The only thing that's hard about this, it's great if you use it for like birthdays or something, but if you want to use it kind of like a bullet journal method where you use it for forward planning, it's a little awkward if you choose a different start date. Like if I wanted this to be July 2020, then I'd have to do, July through December 2020, and then I'd have to come back to January. So that's a little awkward, but only if you use it in that way. You could use the next two-page spread if you wanted to do that and do, your July through December or whatever, or whichever month you start with. You could do that as an alternative. It is nice though that you have the option to start with any month. There's a nice like herringbone pattern on here. This is the 8.5 by 11 planner. It also comes in a 7 by 9 and an A5 size. I decided to go with the big one this year. I kind of wanted to be able to write at my normal size and put in, if I have copies of papers like from my daughter's school or whatever, I can just put them in full page. I don't have to scale them down or anything, so I thought that would be nice. So I'm going to try the 8.5 by 11 planner this year. If I find that I'm having too much white space, then I'll probably end up going back to a 7 by 9 planner. I'm coming over from bullet journaling for the last over a year, and so switching from an A5 bullet journal to an 8.5 by 11 fully done planner is going to be a little bit of a difference, especially in the weight of the planner. So after the month, you have a nice like monthly highlights page here, followed by a page of notes. Then you have a full two-page spread, which is nice big blocks. I like that there aren't lines in here. I like that I can write however big or small that I want. And then there's a nice, task list here that you can add anything that you want to there. And then this is the vertical priorities weekly layout. And then I also fully customized it. So with this, this box can be customized. I put notes in it. This box can be customized. I'm going to put a quote in there each week. You can customize this to say anything you want. I chose habit tracker. And then for here, this top three, I chose priorities for my top boxes going across, and then I chose schedule. These are for like if I have anything that's timed during the day. If I have to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm going to put that here. I'm going to use this as a to-do list, and then I'm going to put our menu plans here. I work a Monday through Friday job, so I like that Saturday and Sunday are a little bit smaller here because I don't generally have as much going on the weekends, and I like having the extra space during the week when we tend to be busier. So I'm looking forward to using that layout. The other thing that's nice with Plum Paper is that you can have add-ons either dispersed at the end of each month, or you can have them tabbed at the back. I chose to get the reflection pages dispersed at the end of each month because I wanted to do monthly reflection at the end of each month. So this is what the reflection page looks like. It has, you can add on your wellness scale, things you started, things you finished, things you did, foods you ate, top 3 places you went, things you're reading or watching, most memorable part of the month. this month's goals, progress you made towards the goal, how you succeeded this month, how you can improve for next month, and steps to reach your improvement. And then going into the next month, this is something I've heard a little bit of chatter about, and that is that in the Plum Papers, when you transition over to a new month, the days from the previous month will be grayed out, and then it starts the next month clear in color. I'm guessing that's probably a function of the fact that you can start these planners in any month that you want to. I know some people don't like that it feels like you're double planning, you know, like if you have your, sorry about that, if you have your, if you like to see your full week here, then you're gonna have to leave this one blank or double write it or something. Probably what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do, on the weeks that happens, is I'm probably just gonna plan my week to here, and then I'll probably just put some scrapbooking paper here, turn this into a notes page or something, and then start the first of the next month here. It honestly doesn't bother me too much for if the option is being able to start every month. I like the option to start every month better than worrying about whether these are grayed out or not. I can work with that. I can, you know, cover it up if it bothers me. So then we just go through all the months. I ended up going with 12 months so that I could get some add-ons at the back. You can go up to 18 months, or if you're starting on like an off month and you want to kind of round out your year, like say you wanted to start in September because you didn't want to wait for a January 1st start, you could start and have September, October, November, December, and then have the full next 12 months. So you could have it like a 16-month calendar. You can go up to 18 months. But like I said, I only did 12 months because I wanted to add on some of the add-ons at the back. And so I did the reflections page, like I said, dispersed at the end of each month. And then for my tabbed add-ons, I did the My Home section, which has some pages here where you can list all of like your utility providers, cable companies, all that, home maintenance schedules for each season, for indoor and outdoor, master cleaning guides, some laundry guides, and then there's some garden guides, what you would plant and when, which season, some family favorites for your meal planning if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to list some monthly goals here for your house, you can do that. This is nice, kind of a running place to keep your household projects that you have going on when you start them and when you finish them. You have 2 pages for that, and then a gift list, which is nice, shopping lists. And then there is a small monthly bill page here where you can track off each month what you paid. There's a passwords page here. I'm not really big on keeping passwords where they can be found on paper. For as much as I like paper planners, I'm not real big on keeping passwords written on paper, so probably not going to use that page. The yearly expense overview, that'll be a nice way to review things at the end of the year. And important contacts for like your doctor, dentist, school, stuff like that. The next add-on I went with was is a budget add-on, and this has a lot of nice features. You can keep your contact information, and this is a yearly cash flow, and then the monthly assessment along with monthly budget pages. And it has 12 of these. So if you do the monthly dispersed budget, these are the pages that go at the back of each month, but I kind of liked the idea of having these extra pages that they do. So, you know, like the yearly overviews, I thought those would be nice for a budget, so that's why I went with a tabbed budget rather than the dispersed budget. Then there's also, at the end, you can have a debt tracker for up to 3 creditors, it looks like. The next tab section I went with is a blog tab, thinking about starting that, something I'm kind of toying around with. So I went with the blog section. You've got all your login information, ideas for blog posts, important things here for your overviews, your blog posting schedule, and you've got several of those, 12 of those I believe. Again, this would be the page that would be dispersed if you had it dispersed, but again, I liked the idea of the extra information, so I went with the tabbed option for this. You can keep track of your advertising, sponsorship, and reviews that you do. Anything for giveaways and contests, expense trackers that you do, income trackers, and then a nice yearly overview at the end. Since I'm thinking about starting a blog, I also went with the social media tab section. This page here is worth it alone for the social media tab section. It gives you ideas of when the best times to post are on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. It gives you some hashtag ideas to use, an overview, some of your major goals that you want to achieve, and an overview by month of any promotions that you're doing, monthly planning for your social media goals, and brainstorming. There's several of these. These are the pages that you get 12 of. And then campaign audit if you want to keep track of any campaigns that you're doing and the platform you used. So you've got several of those. And then some login information for your social media sites. Then the last tab section I went with notes, and I went with just some lined paper because I always like to have a little extra lined paper in the back. I really wish I could have gone with graph paper, but graph paper wasn't an option for the 8.5 by 11 size. You could only do lined or dot grid paper. The graph paper is an option for the 7 by 9 or the A5 size, so if you really like graph paper, that's something to keep in mind. Then at the back of, there are 2 pages of dot grid paper here also, and then at the back of every Plum Paper Planner are these 2 pages of dot grid paper, another thing of passwords, which, like I said, probably not going to be writing those down. Contacts list, I keep my contacts in my phone, but it is nice to sometimes have some quickly for people that I like to mail cards out to or something. It's just kind of faster to flip to them in my paper planner, so I'm sure I'll use that for some frequently used contacts. There's a nice page of US holidays in here for the year 2019, 2020, and 2021, and then you've got your 2021 calendar here. There's a nice folder pocket on both sides. It feels pretty sturdy. I think it'll hold up. And like I said, again, I'm kind of excited about being able to just put full-size papers in here and not having to scale them down at a copy machine or folding them and putting them in here and adding extra bulk. It'll just be nice if I get a paper I need to hold on to for a while, I can put the whole thing in here. And then you can get these protective covers at the back. You can get up to 3. I got 1 because I knew this was already getting to be pretty thick. By going with the 12-month planner, I was able to add on 80 pages, and with that 80 pages, I got my reflections dispersed throughout, and then I got the tabbed my home budget, blog, social media, and notes, and that took up my 80 pages. So when you order, it kind of gives you a running total of how many pages you're using up of your add-ons, which is nice, but they have add-ons for everything, seriously, everything from photography to, like you saw, the social media things. They have to-do lists, shopping lists, gratitude lists, just about anything you can think of. They have an add-on option for it. And then the layout, you can choose from a lot of different layout options. Also, there's, I think, 3 or 4 for vertical, 3 or 4 for horizontal, or they have grid ways that you can lay it out. Just all kinds of options. If you haven't looked at Plum Paper Planners, I suggest that you maybe take a look at them. I've used a lot of planners in the past. I've used Erin Condren, I've used Happy Planner, I've used Bullet Journal. This is my first Plum Paper Planner, and I'm really excited to dive into it. This isn't a sponsored video. They didn't send this to me for free. I bought this on my own. So these are genuinely my own opinions, and I'm excited to give it a try. If you're interested in seeing anything else, then let me know in the comments. Thanks, have a great night.